Keys to learning faster if you want to get better, have a better life, better lifestyle, better relationships, better business, better skills. You play a musical instrument, you have some kind of trade, then you probably want to learn faster. Welcome in. Much love, Trav here. Today we're going to go really deep into accelerated learning, some deep thoughts I've had. But first of all, where am I? I have made it back here to Noni Farms Road on the Big Island. I'm out here in Puna, staying at Polestar Gardens. Been a year since I've been here, and crazy to think, and for those of you who've been following, all the shit that I've been through, the places that I've seen, the experiences that I've had, the people that I've met. Really incredible what can happen in a year. The reason that I came out here, or one of the main reasons that I came out here, one is I'm relocating more to Hawaii. You noticed I spent the last 3 months here, and I have plans to come back for another 3 months in the spring. And then depending on what I'm doing with Pro Magic, I might spend even more time out here after next year. I came to the Big Island specifically so that I could do some deep thinking, some deep meditative thinking, do some deep life strategy. So I have more time for that, and I'm here with the video to talk about that. Okay, so one of the things that I've been thinking about is how to learn faster. If I had a superpower, it would be to learn faster. And I've been concerned that the past couple months that I haven't been learning fast enough. I've just had this feeling like I'm experiencing so much, I'm acting so much, I'm doing so much, but I'm not sure that I'm learning. And I knew that I would need to leave my experience at Kahumana Farm in order to digest the experiences to see if I'm really learning fast or slow. But I've been thinking about how to learn, and I found that perhaps if I'm not learning fast enough, and you may not be learning fast enough because you don't have a balance of learning activities. So what are learning activities, study activities? One of the key ones is sleep. That's where a lot of memory consolidation happens. If you're not sleeping enough, you're not going to learn very fast. And there's a lot of studies that show that as well. If you're not taking enough action, you're not going to get enough real life feedback. You're not going to learn fast enough. If you're not reading at all, that's probably going to slow your learning, because reading is a good way to learn. If you're not listening, I listen to audio, podcast, stuff like that. You're not listening. You have to have raw information from smart people with important topics coming in, or else you're not going to be learning fast enough, right? Watching, thinking, acting, listening, watching. Yeah, the big one is thinking as well. If you don't have time for quiet contemplation, meditation, a chance to go be alone in wilderness and think, then you're going to have a hard time coming up with deep strategy. And that's why I came here. And that's one of the things that I realized is at Kahumana, it's all action and sleep for me. A lot of people there aren't getting enough sleep. For the first month especially, there was no time to think. Just going from the work on the farm to my work online to hanging out with my workmates after work, and then not getting any alone time, not really thinking, not really reading, not really listening. So it's like, that's why I wasn't learning enough, because it's out of balance. I'm getting good sleep and I'm taking tons of action, but I'm out of balance. So I started to carve out more time to read in the evenings. Started to carve out more time to listen to audio in the mornings. Started to take time for myself to think, but I was just saying like, hey, maybe it's not going to happen here. I need to go to a deep thinking retreat, to go in the Big Island, be alone, be more secluded for a bit, so that I can do some strategy and see how the last couple months help with my life goals, my life plan, and so on, right? So that's a lot of things to think about. And as always, I like to have a practice in these videos immediately that you can make use of. And this to think about is the balance of of what you're doing for learning. Because, if you're not sleeping enough, your brain's just not going to work that well. But if you're sleeping all day, all the time, you don't have time to do the learning activities where you would actually consolidate it in your brain, right? If you're taking too much action, not enough time for thinking, it's a problem. But if you're taking no action at all, you're not going to get feedback. And a lot of people have that issue. They get no feedback, so they learn extremely slowly, even though they're doing everything else. You have to go out there. And act. If you're not reading and listening to audio, then you do too much and no action, no thinking about it. You just have all this information in your head. It's not really going to help you actually learn an applicable manner to improve your life, right? If you're not taking time, if all you're doing is thinking, you're a theory junkie, then nothing is going to get done, right? But if you have no time to think, then that's a serious problem, right? So where are you with these? What is missing? What is out of whack? And I found that for me, definitely thinking was really missing, like not enough time to think, right? At least right now. A previous issue in my life was not nearly enough action. I've been good on action recently, maybe even doing too much, but so now I need to think, right? So there's a few keys to fixing this. One is just, you don't need to change your environment. I just thought, okay, I'm going to start listening to more. I'm going to make time for audio in the mornings and reading at night. Carve out more time for that, right? Or it's also helpful to change habits to go to a new place, I came here with a friend from the farm, and she's been smoking cigarettes the entire time at the farm. She's good without it here. Why? Because we're in a new environment where no one smokes, new habits and so on. So, right, you change your habits. I changed my habits. I'm in a new place where people are scheduled to meditate all the time. There's no friction, right? It's hard to really quit doing something or change habits if you're in the same place. It's much easier to leave, come with new habits, reevaluate, and go back to the place. That might be beyond your means. I'm just throwing it out as a possibility, right? So, where are you at? Would like to hear. If you could share, it would be useful for me and for everyone. And then you will learn faster that way. If you made it this far, I'd also like some feedback. I'm really working on expanding what I do and how I help this year. And this channel is a lot of things. My main career and adventures are in the Magic the Gathering world, but this channel I've been very consistent with, covering a lot of learning, fitness, relationships, self-development, stuff like that. If I were to have, and I do coaching for those things, but I want to get it more narrowed down and more structured. So I'm curious, I would like to hear from you. What sort of a coaching service, and I'm not saying that if you comment, you don't have to, I'm not expecting you to buy or pay money or anything like that. This is just strictly for feedback for me, but what sort of coaching would you be most interested in? Lifestyle, online business, or fitness? And lifestyle includes I think that includes everything, self-development as well. Or if there's something else more specific you think that I'm good at, do a really good job at, and you want help with, then I'd love to hear that as well. Leave that in the comments. But those are some thoughts on how to learn faster, how to be a fast learner. So look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. Peace out. Much love.